What's up, guys? Knicks Daily here back. We picked up a 112-108 victory over the Washington Wizards. Jalen Brunson has scored 30 or more in his last 4 of 5 games. He was knocking down clutch free throws. I'm pretty sure he's made like his last 30 free throws, which is crazy. I mean, I know that there was that game against the who was it against? Was it the Bulls? Yeah, there was been a couple of games this season where the Knicks just simply could not knock down free throws. Randall actually did miss one in this game, which is kind of funny, but this wasn't the prettiest game. We were talking in the Discord, and honestly, the end of the first half was just pretty bad. And thankfully, in the third quarter, we were able to start to pick it up because we started off the game scoring 19 points. Then we had 31 points, but we gave up 32. I mean, the Knicks are supposed to be on a different level than the Wizards. Like, they're 18 and 25. We're now 24 and 19. So the fact that we were hanging right there with them for the first 2 quarters wasn't exactly the greatest, but in the third quarter we were able to win that. And then in the fourth quarter, like I said, it was the same thing. 3 of these 4 quarters we were the same exact team as the Wizards, and it felt like the Wizards honestly were nonchalant for a large part of the game, where they just weren't defending, they weren't knocking down threes. But thankfully we had the best player on the floor, and Jalen Brunson. And honestly, you could make the case it was Julius. Like tonight, Jalen Brunson was the best player honestly in the entire game, but Julius Randle also had 23 and 16. He had a monster poster dunk. RJ Barrett did not close the game, which was interesting. You had Emmanuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes. Why that is, I have no clue. But the thing is, if we were to make a trade for like OG and ANUNOBY, as I mentioned earlier, RJ could move to the bench because the way Quentin Grimes is defending, he didn't shoot the best tonight. Last game he was great though, so he's a younger player. He's trying to get the feel of things in the NBA. He's been dealing with injuries. I mean, Brunson, Grimes, OG, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson is interesting, and then bringing RJ off the bench. You'd also have Emmanuel Quickly, Hartenstein. I mean, I don't know. He's either good or bad. I feel like there's no in between. Like Hartenstein either has a good game or a bad game. Lately, I feel like he's been having more bad games. I mean, tonight, I wouldn't say he hurt us. He was actually pretty good. But like I said, it's either a good or a bad game. Didn't get anything outside of them two, though. Like, Obi played 12 minutes and didn't score. McBride played 8 minutes and didn't score. -8 for Obi, -15 for McBride, and then the rest of the guys, nothing. So, is there a problem for the Knicks right now? Yes. The starters are doing everything. Brunson played 40 minutes. Randall played 36. Grimes, 33. RJ, 32. Mitch played 28, and the only reason he played 28 is because he fouled out. And, I mean, that was basically it. He would have played in 30. So, I definitely like the Knicks. I don't love the Knicks. I mean, obviously, I love the Knicks as a fan, but the overall team I have concerns with. I think right now we're probably, I don't know. I feel like the first round we probably would lose. Right now, I mean, I know we've been playing good ball, but we've also been beating on some really bad teams. I mean, that Milwaukee game, for example, when we blew that huge lead, we've got to be able to close it out. I mean, I know I've been getting comments saying that, oh, the guys are fatigued, and that's why we're giving up these leads. And that's definitely a large reason for it, is the starters are being overworked. And this is the thing for Tibb, is he'll run his starters to the ground, and then come playoff time, they're not performing, right? So I get Brunson is so good to the point where we'll play him 40 minutes, and I'm not comparing Brunson to Luka, but I'm just going to give this analogy. So Luka played 53 minutes last night. He was, even during the 7-game win streak, again, the start of the year for the Mavericks, Luka was playing, averaging 40 minutes a game. So it's similar for Brunson. I mean, of course, like I said, Luka's a superstar. Brunson's an all-star level player. But it goes to show that Brunson is to the point where he's just carrying our team, right? I mean, imagine if we had Alec Burks at point guard right now and not Jalen Brunson. We'd be at the bottom of the East. We'd be one of the worst teams in the league. And it goes to show, it's like, yeah, we don't have Alex Burks. We have Jalen Brunson. But also, I mean, this team could be much better. And the thing for the Knicks is that, thankfully, we play trash teams coming up. We've got the Pistons, Raptors, Wizards, and then after that game we go up against the Hawks. This is confusing. Let me restate that. So Pistons, Raptors, Wizards, Hawks, Raptors. So we've next 5 games or whatever against teams with losing records. So the Knicks, hopefully they can continue to click, because the best case scenario would be that we are, let's say we're the 4th seed, right? The Knicks are the 4th seed. We have all our picks. We have all our young players. We come out of the first round, we lose, and this isn't the best case, but I'd be fine with it if let's say we get out of the first round, right? We're the 4th seed. The second round, we lose in 7 games, and then in the offseason, we make a massive move, whether that be in free agency. I mean, remember, we don't have a max slot. we'd have to get rid of Fournier, or we end up making a trade, right? Remember how the Cavs went out and got Donovan Mitchell? I mean, what if we bring in a star? What if we bring in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? What if Shea is just tired of the losing and the tanking? I don't know. I know OKC's been playing better, and I'm just giving an example, but that would, to me, that's the best case scenario, because obviously Zach LaVine and OG and ANUNOBY are good players, but they're not great players. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is a great player. Not only can he put up 30 points in a hurry, he can defend. He wants to defend. He does defend, right? So Brunson, Shea, I mean, that would just be ridiculous. You'd also still have RJ Barrett because, I mean, would we though? No, we wouldn't. Let's be real. We would not have RJ. If we get Shea, we're gonna have to give up RJ, because if we don't, we're not gonna have enough unless we give them like 8-9 first-round picks, which we're obviously not gonna do. We would not do that. We wouldn't even do that for Donovan Mitchell. Oh, I mean, Shea, I would say Shea's better than Mitchell. That might be a hot take, but I don't know. I just like Shea. I'm biased. So, but you guys probably can see what I'm saying is that let's just see what the Knicks can do this season with their young core, reevaluate it, and say, does a star put us over the top? Because I don't see the Knicks bringing in a superstar level player without making a trade. We're not going to have a good enough pick. We don't have a superstar on this team. I love Randall. I love Brunson. I love RJ. You know, these guys aren't superstars. Jalen Brunson, Randall are all-star level players. RJ Barrett is a serviceable, above average starter, but, there's a reason why Barrett wasn't closing this game in, right? That's a reason why Coach Tibb seems to like Emmanuel Quickley and Quentin Grimes more. Definitely Quentin Grimes more, right? Because of that defense, especially against Halliburton the other night. I mean, if we didn't have Quentin Grimes playing all those minutes, we would have lost that game. Also hit a clutch 3. So, outside of that, I mean, there's not much else to say, bro. I mean, it was a win. Like, I could sit up here and nitpick all day, but we won the game. I don't care, bro. I don't care if we won this game 88-87. Like, at the end of the day, we won the game. We needed this win. We've won, I want to say 14 of our last 20 games. We've won 9 of our last 11 on the road, I think they said. And I'm kind of sad because I'm moving from the East Coast over to, I'm not sad, but I'm sad in the sense that I'm moving from the East Coast to Houston, and I'll no longer have MSG, right? Because I'm not paying for cable, which means that I have to watch on, I guess, League Pass. And actually, you know what? No, because I can select the Knicks. So I'll still have the Knicks announcers, but like I'm not gonna have the Knicks post game, the Knicks pregame. I mean, I grew up with this stuff, right? I went 4 years not missing a single Knicks game. I remember I was a freshman in high school, and there was the homecoming dance on a Friday. And you guys know how I feel about my Friday night Knicks. I chose the Knicks, and that's just a level of passion that I have for this team, man. It's crazy. I mean, every time I watch a Knicks game, it makes me feel young. I mean, I'm young, but it makes me feel like a kid again, I guess is the best way to phrase it. I mean, love this team, love what they have going on. Kind of sad that I'll be out of the area, but at the same time, I mean, Knicks basketball is never gonna stop, bro. It don't matter where you're at, what time it is. We repping the Knicks, bro. If you're a Knicks fan, you've probably been one your whole life, right? It's not like anyone probably watching this became a Knicks fan a week ago. I mean, you've been a Knicks fan your entire life, and it's been some bad moments, mostly bad. I mean, I know a couple years ago we overachieved. You have to go back to 2013, the last time we made the playoffs. Before that, I mean, we still lost in the first round. 2 years ago in 2013, we lost in the second round. And I don't know, the whole Melo thing was just disappointing. I mean, I wish Melo was more of a team player. I mean, I love Melo. Got us a couple of jerseys and stuff like that and t-shirts. But I'm just saying, Melo, I don't think he made anyone else around him better. Incredible one-on-one scorer. Like, I need a bucket down the stretch of a game. Give it to Melo. But at the same time, it's like winning a ring. And I get, like, the Miami Heat, LeBron teams, and there were some really good teams. But, I mean, oh my God. Could you imagine Melo on this team right now? That would be the thing. Because, like, Melo was a good defender, but he just didn't want to play defense is the thing. Imagine a prime Melo on this team right now, bro. We literally we'd be a finals team. We'd be a finals team for sure, bro. I mean, remember, Melo's second option, Amari was always hurt. Like, who even was Melo's second option in 2013? It wasn't JR because he was off the bench. I mean, I guess it was Amari. I mean, we had a decent team. Like, we had Tyson Chandler. He was sort of our Mitchell Robinson. And I don't know, Jalen Brunson, just having Brunson so big, dude, because the Knicks have never had a point guard like Brunson. I mean, the last time they did was like probably the 90s or something like that. And also, if Melo had a point guard like Brunson, because remember, Melo was playing, like, no disrespect to Raymond Felton, but he was the best point guard we had in the Melo era. But I actually know Jeremy Lin, but Jeremy Lin was only for like 2 weeks. That's a story for a different time. I think I might have made a Lin video, but I don't know. I'm not going to keep talking bad about Melo because he's one of my favorite players of all time. But, yeah, that's just kind of what I got from it was that I don't know, man. You know, Melo was a superstar nonetheless. Like, I wish we had a player of Melo's caliber, I guess, but at least Randall and Jalen Brunson are putting in work right now and just getting us to the playoffs. But I just want to see the Knicks do something more than just get into the playoffs, because the worst thing we can do is make the playoffs and lose in the first round. I mean, I guess the worst thing we could do is be mediocre and just fall out of the play-in. I guess that would be the worst, but just getting to the playoffs, like, to me, isn't good enough. I mean, I want to win the first round and, hey, you know, take like 7 games, even win the second round, because we want to be a free agent destination, right? Because the Knicks have not been a free agent destination for years now. It used to be free agents would go to the Knicks because it's New York and things like that, but now, I mean, it seems like teams just kind of are ducking, or not teams, but it seems like players are kind of ducking the smoke just because they don't want to be the guy that has to bring the Knicks out of this slump. But at the same time, I mean, the Knicks have a good team, a good culture, a good coach. Say we want about Coach Tibb, but these guys are playing hard. And, I mean, the Knicks were 8 of 29 from 3 tonight, and they won by 4. So if the Knicks were knocking down a couple more threes, this would have been a much different game. But Washington was 13 of 42, which also helps. They were missing a lot of open ones, too. But I've been rambling for a long time. Appreciate you guys for the love, man, and I'll see you, man. Peace.